Ratio. Let us understand this concept with the help of few examples. Example number 1 is the ratio of girls to boys in the class is 1:2. If there are 30 students in total, find the number of girls and the number of boys. Okay, so we have given the total number of students. Let me solve what is the total ratio. So the total ratio is, as we know that the girls are in the ratio of 1, the boys are in the ratio of 2, 1 plus 2, that is equals to 3. So the total ratio is 3 and the total number of students in the class are 30. Okay, now let me solve for the number of girls for part A. Okay, to get the number of girls, the ratio of girls is 1 out of the total ratio is 3, multiply the total number of students are 30, right? So that is 3 times 10 is 30. So there are 10 girls in the class. Now for part B, to figure out the number of boys in the class, we can say the ratio for boy is 2 out of the total ratio is 3, multiply the total number of students are 30. Again we can say 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times 10 is 30, and 2 times 10 makes 20. So there are 20 boys and 10 girls in the class, and the ratio must be equals to the total number of students. As you can see, the number of girls plus number of boys, that is equals to the total number of student 30, right? So the sum of those ratios must be equals to the total, right? Let's do another example. Let's take another example. Person A and person B shares $500. So the total share is 500 in the ratio 2:3. Okay, now the total share is given. What is the total ratio? So the total ratio is 2 plus 3, that is equals to 5. So now we have the total ratio, we have the total share. We need to find the amount of money received by each person. Okay, now let me solve for person A. Okay, so the ratio for the person A is 2 out of the total ratio is 5, multiply $500. Okay, so when I simplify, 5 times 1 is 5 with a double zero, and 2 times 100 is $200. Okay, so it means the first person A shares $200, right? Now let me solve for the share of the second person. For person B, his share is ratio is 3 out of the total ratio is 5, multiply the total share is 500, right? Again, 5 times 100 is 500, 3 times 100 is 300, right? So the second person shared $300. Now here you can see the total, you can see 200 plus 300. $200 plus $300, their sum should be equals to the total amount, which is 500. So it's correct. Let's take another example. Number 3, the angles ABC of a triangle are in the ratio 1:2:3 respectively. Calculate the difference between the largest angle and the smallest angle. Okay, so for this we have angle A is in the ratio of 1, angle B has a ratio 2, angle C has a ratio 3. We need the total angles and the total ratio, and as we know that sum of all angles, sum of three angles in a triangle is 180 degrees, right? So now we have the total, and now what is the total ratio, right? So now we need to solve for the total ratio as well. So the total ratio is 1 plus 2 plus 3, that is 6. Now we have the total ratio, we have the total. Now the total ratio is 3, and sum of angles in a triangle we all know is 180. Okay, so let's say this angle is A, this angle is B, and this angle is C. There are three angles in a triangle, and the total angle sum in a triangle is 180. Now we have the total, for the ratio. Okay, now which is the largest angle and which is the smallest angle? No need to figure out all three angles. We are just dealing with the largest and the smallest one. So largest angle is the angle which has the largest ratio. So this angle is the largest angle, and the angle which has a smaller ratio is the smaller angle. So this one is the smaller angle. So we are only dealing with the larger and the smaller angles, right? Not all the three angles, right? Okay, now let me simplify the larger angle first. Okay, so the largest angle, we can say, what is the ratio for the largest angle? Largest angle ratio is 3. Out of the total ratio is 6, multiply the total angle is 180, right? Let me simplify this. Okay, 6 times 1 is 6, 6 times 3 is 18, and 0, 3 times 3 is 9, and 0, that is equals to 90 degrees, the largest angle. Okay, now let's solve for the smallest angle. Now for the smallest angle, the ratio for the smallest angle is 1. 1 is the ratio for the smallest angle. Out of the total ratio for the smallest angle is 6. Multiply the total angle is 180, right? 6 times 3 is 18, and 0. So 30 degree is the 6 times 1 is 6, 6 times 3 is 18, and 0. So 30 degrees is the smallest angle. Now we need to figure out the difference between the larger and the smaller angle, right? Okay, now we have to figure out the difference. So the larger angle is 90, the smaller angle is 30, their difference is 60 degree. So we just need to figure out the difference, right? Let's take another example. The ratio of boys to girls in a school are 2:5. Okay, boys are in the ratio of 2, girls are in the ratio of 5. There are 15 more girls than boys. Okay, now the total is not given to us. Now, when the total is not given to us, how can we solve that questions, right? Find the total number of students in the class. Now, total we need to figure out total number of students, the total number of girls plus total number of boys. Those are the total number of students in the school. Okay, now the total is not given. How can we solve this? So for this we have to use the difference technique, right? We have the ratio boys, ratio girls, that is 2:5, right? Boys are in the ratio of 2, girls are in the ratio of 5, right? Now we have to figure out the difference in ratio. Difference in ratio. When you do not know the total, then you have to use this difference technique, right? The difference in ratio is 5 minus 2, that is equals to 3. Now this 3 parts basically represent the 15 students, these 15 students, right? Okay, now here we can say these 3 parts represent 15 students, because it is given in the question that there are 15 more girls than boys. So whenever you need to figure out the total and the total is not given in the ratio questions, then it is better to use a difference technique, right? You need to figure out the difference in the ratio, and whatever the difference answer is, that number represent these number of students, right? Okay, now if 3 parts represent 15 student, it means 3 represent 15 student. What one part represent? Okay, so one part is 15 divided by 3, and 3 times 5 is 15. So one part represent 5. Okay, now we can easily figure out the boys are in the ratio of 2. We have to times with this one part. The girls are in the ratio of 5. We have to times with that one part. Okay, 2 times 5 is 10, 5 times 5 is 25. Now we need to figure out the total number of students. So the total number of students are the sum of the girls and the boys, which is equals to 35. So there are 35 students in the class, in the school, right? Okay, so whenever you need to figure out the total, use the difference technique. Let's do more examples. Okay, now the example number 5 is Jen and Ken share some money in the ratio 5:3. Ken's share is 16 less than Jen's share. Find the amount of money received by Jen and Ken. Okay, again, the total is not given to us. We need to figure out the total amount of money received by Jen and Ken, right? Okay, now when the total is not given, again, we use a difference technique. Okay, so the ratio of Jen, ratio Ken, which is 5:3. Now we use the difference technique. Okay, now the difference in ratio, so the difference of 5 and 3, that is equals to 2. Now this 2 part represents 16, right? So here we can say these two parts represent 16. Okay, now if two parts represent 16, it means 2 would be equals to 16, right? What one part represent? So one part is, you can do 16 divided by 2, and 2 times 8 is 16. So mean each part represent 8, right? Now we need to figure out the amount shared by Jen, which is 5 times 8, that is equals to $40. And the amount shared by Ken, which is 3 times 8, which is equals to $24. So we need to just figure out the amount of money received by both, not the total, right? Okay, now example number 6 is a wooden plank is cut into 3 pieces, okay, in the ratio 2, ratio 5, ratio 1. The longest piece is 125 centimeter. So the longest piece is given to us. Which one is the longest piece? Is the piece having the largest ratio. So this is the longest piece, right? 125 centimeter long. Find the length of the shortest piece. We need to figure out the length of the shortest piece. So 1 has a shortest ratio, so 1 is a shortest piece, right? So here we can say if the longest piece has a ratio, it means the longest piece is 125 centimeter long, and the longest piece has a ratio of 5. So here we can say these 5 represent 125 centimeter, right? So what one represent? So what is one part represent? These 5 parts basically represent, 5 is the largest ratio and the longest piece is 125. So means this 5 part represent 125. Then what one represent? 125, sorry, okay, basically the 5 parts represent 125. So 125 divided by 5, this is basically one part. 5 times 25 is 125. So means each part represent 25. Now we need to solve for the shortest piece. For the shortest piece, the length of the shortest piece is 1. So 1 ratio is multiplied by 25. So the length of the shortest piece is 25 centimeter. So this is how we can figure out the length of the shortest piece. All right, so this is how we can do the ratio. I hope you understand how to figure out the ratios. When the total is given, that is completely easy. But when the total is not given, it is better to use a difference technique, right? If you still have any queries, you can ask me in the comment section. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Take care.